Hello, Millwall fans. Paul Eiffel here. It's time for Chat with Chaps.
Hello and welcome to another Midweek Live Chat with Chaps. Don't worry, your eyes are not deceiving you. I'm not Joe in disguise. Joe can't be with us tonight, I'm afraid. Contrary to rumours that he's off on one of Chris's safaris, I'm reliably informed by Joe that he is sadly busy with work. He does have to work for a living as well, guys. I know you think he just does this full time, but no, he is doing that. So welcome. You'll have to put up with me tonight. I've passed the first test. We've managed to go live. Well, I hope we have, guys. We might just be talking to ourselves, but hopefully not. But before I introduce my esteemed co-hosts, I just want to leave you all with a thought. Are you believing? Are you starting to believe the dream is on, guys? That's what we want to know. But first and foremost, let me introduce it's to my right, might be your left, I'm not sure, but is the face that runs the place, Mr. Ben Green. Welcome, Ben.
Evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm really good. How are you?
A little bit under the weather, a little bit of a man flu, and I'm the world's most whingiest, moaning person when I get a cold. I'm just going to moan about everything. But apart from that, mate, I couldn't be better.
Sorry, mate. Is that when you have man flu?
Yeah,
or
when
just in general?
good point. Just in general, I'm like that. But even more so, mate, when I have a cold, I become even more moany and whingy. But no, I am in a very, very good. Apart from that, mate.
Brilliant. Well, listen, lovely to have you on, mate. And I hope we'll nurse you through the show. So just say if you've got a tickly throat and you need a minute, Jesper and I will sort you out for you. But as I've said there, guys, down below me, and I don't say that very often, also delighted to welcome tonight is the Danish destroyer himself, Mr. Jesper Densgaard. Is it Densgaard? Tell me if that's the right pronunciation. Jesper.
Yeah, you're fairly close. It's a Damgaard, so it's like the guy who plays for Brentford without the S. So there's room for improvements. But it's not the first time I've heard that when I've been in England, so it's okay.
Nearly disco, just completely
Sorry,
butchered
mate,
it. Just be honest, Jesper. Tell him he butchered it.
That is appalling, isn't it? Yeah, Densgaard.
You were a lot closer than many other people have tried before. So let me say that.
Jesper Damsgaard, you are extremely welcome and delighted to have you on the show, Jesper. I know you've never got over me thinking Thomas Frank was a German manager. So calling you Densgaard probably isn't quite as bad. But guys, listen, welcome to all our listeners. Loads coming in on the chat. So we'll say a quick hello in a minute if I know how to work the systems. But first and foremost, welcome to the show. If you're new to the show, please like and subscribe. And if you're not, obviously like as well. Everything we do goes towards cancer research. Our current pot is around £25,000 raised for cancer research. Absolutely fantastic. All from you guys tuning in, donating, and more importantly, liking and subscribing, which effectively costs you nothing. But really does go to a great cause. So please, if you're first-time listeners, subscribe. And if you're on the show listening, even if it's after the event, put a like on because it all goes to the algorithms that now enables us to earn some more money for cancer research. And look, on that point, guys, should we bung in a like target for tonight? And I think we should be a little bit cautious. We've gone a bit lively over the last few weeks. So what do you reckon, Mr. Green? Where are you going?
What's normal for a live? Do we get about 200-300?
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least let's go bang in the middle of that in 250. Is that ambitious?
Sounds good.
250.
Yes,
Sorry, mate, just whilst we're on that,
I mean,
just on the cancer research piece, we might plug this later, but Chris will tell me off if I don't do this. Just whilst I remember, the T-shirts are now live for the charity day. So if you're interested in the Chat with Chaps Cancer Research T-shirts, They are now live. We will try and figure out, with Disco being in charge, how to get the link in the chat. But they are now live. Go and check them out. We've got signed limited edition shirts like we had last year. So with this potentially being a very special year for the club, fingers crossed, it might be a good one to go and get your signed T-shirt. So yeah, just wanted to plug that, mate, whilst I remembered.
Hey, don't apologise, Ben. And look, all the way through, we want to give a plug to the live event, the charity day on the 6th of April. And we'll make no apology for doing that. We've got some great stuff lined up for you. And part of that, as Ben's just mentioned, is the T-shirts. And really good this year, aren't they? Well, they were great last year, but this year with the Millwall badge on, both on the chest, I think, isn't it? And on the arm. So, real but great, isn't it, to wear your colours on your shirt as well. So, we'll mention more of this during the course of tonight. But, I should also at this point as well say a big thank you to Spectrum VR, who are our sponsor. Donated a lot of money that went straight to charity, as the cancer research charity as well. So right that we give them a mention every show. So thanks for that, guys, and appreciate that. So without further ado, I'm going to do my best to whiz through the listeners. I might not do it as well as Joe and Stephen, but we'll have a go. See if this works. If I press that button, you probably can't see I don't know how Joe makes that a bit bigger. Can you see that all right, guys, on there? In the bottom corner, yeah. Well, I'm going to whiz through quickly. What I can see is there's Carl Bracey. Evening, Carl. Sorry, I can't get to the next one. Jeff, friend of the show, Jeff. Evening, Jeff. Lee Joy. Is it Lee J Staines? Evening. Let me go. I don't know why I can't do this quicker. Craig Jones, another friend of the show, often on. Hi, Craig. Welcome. Hughesy, he's in tonight. Thanks, Hughesy. Tommy, great to see you, mate. Thanks for coming on. Leslie, welcome. Andrew Cahill, thanks for joining us, Andrew. Roger Sharman's on. Alex, a little bit late tonight, Alex. You're normally one of the early birds, so we'll let you off go tonight. So David Turner, evening to you. Dave W, welcome, Dave W. Happy birthday to Craig from Dave Turner. Say the same as that. Chris Brown, welcome. David Miles, hello all. Rob Morgan, welcome. Roger Sharman, I think we've already mentioned, sorry. Don't put too many in, guys. I've got to get through all these. Andrew Roberts, hello. Lions Roar, welcome, Lions Roar. 100% Disco, yes, it is. It's 100% me, not an AI algorithm. Don't worry about that. We can only do, hang on a minute. Don't be putting comments in, guys. Carl Bracey, evening, Carl. Dave Turner, no. Evening all to Alex. I can't see them in advance is the problem. Oh, I'm missing a few here. Foldsy, welcome. Mark Murphy, welcome. Thanks for coming on. Lions Raw, we've had you. Warren Wolski. Wow, that's a good one. Welcome.
Disco, you're going to get booked for time wasting.
Sorry, last couple. I don't want to let anybody down. Johnny Woodworm. Hello, Johnny. Love that name. Welcome, Johnny. You are more than welcome. Right. If I've missed any, I really apologise. Robert Cullen. Hello, gents. New bins. Does that mean you're new, or does that mean I've got new bins on? I don't know. Anyway, but thanks for coming on, Robert. Right. Guys, sorry if there's anybody I've missed. I'll try and catch up during the course of the show.
Disco, sorry, mate. Just quick, I'm not taking over. I saw Lions Raw. Just ask, who are they signed by? They are signed by the players. Don't worry about that. I mean, we can do one from the pod if you really want, Lions Raw. That will cost you more than the squad one, just to let you know. But, they are signed by the squad.
Absolutely. Thanks. Listen, do not apologise for butting in and dealing with things like that, Ben. It's important we get these messages across. So look at that. There's a bit of feedback for you. Thanks, Foldsy. Love that. Not quite sure I'm in that class yet, but we'll do our best. Right. We've got a bit of an agenda for you tonight, guys. We're going to have a quick look back at Hull. Why not? Nice little cheeky away win. Can't beat that. So we'll have a little review of that. Obviously, we're going to have a nice overview of last night's rather nail-biting win over Derby County. We're also going to talk about the club fine that some of you might have seen that we got for abusive chants or whatever terminology was used. So we want to have a little bit of a discussion about that. And then we will look forward to the game that we always look forward to, the lovely Blackburn Rovers, who are the bane of our lives. But look, we'll come on to that later. And we will interject with things about the charity and the charity day on the 6th of April during the course of the night. So first and foremost, let's kick off. Jesper, give us your overview of the Hull game, please, mate.
Well, when I lived in the UK, I went to visit a few places, and Hull was one of them. So I already felt sorry for the traveling supporters if they had to go to a shit place like Hull at a shit pitch like we played at, and if we didn't get anything. So it was really, really pleasing that we came away with 3 points. I was a bit worried in the first half because it seemed like we actually got a bit bullied physically. We didn't really match their physicality, their intensity, and basically, I wouldn't say we were all over the shop, but they were just more up for it, really. And we, to be fair, we probably should have been behind at halftime, but for some reason we weren't. And then second half, things happen. Doherty gets injured, and what do? We put on a striker instead of a defender, and suddenly the game, I wouldn't say turns in our favor, but it how can I put it? It wasn't the worst thing that he went off, because it was sort of a blessing in disguise. Obviously I hope Alfie will be ready sooner rather than later, because we need him for the run-in, but it did give us another dimension that Ivanovic came on, and luckily we scored 2 goals, 2 good goals, and came away with 3 points in the end, which was the most important thing, considering the circumstances, the team we were up against, and the pitch we were playing at. So I think overall, a fairly decent performance in terms of results, but again, performance-wise, in terms of how we played, we need to improve. I know we will come on to the Derby game as well, but also from yesterday, we need to be better in the remaining 9 games. But overall, the whole game, 3 points was all that matters against a competitor that we are competing directly with in terms of the promotion race.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jesper. And you mentioned at the beginning there that we looked a little bit all over the place. Do you think a part of that was the injuries, unexpected injuries on the day, particularly obviously Lenny, and then obviously the unfortunate news on Kasper getting injured in the warm up?
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if it didn't sort of. You go into a game and you got your preparations, you got your team ready, you've done all the team talk as well, and then you go out for the warm up, and suddenly you have to, you sort of have to deviate, you have to change things, and that can't help affect certain things. So I think, yeah, of course it did, but what I also would say, we didn't win our duels. I think they had 2 off the bar where we got out muscled, and we didn't win our headers. So you could link it to that somehow, but it wasn't. I don't think it was only that. That sort of was the reason that we didn't play so well in the first half. Yeah.
All right, thanks for that, mate. And Ben, what was you? You were lucky enough to be there and breaking your hoodoo again of no goals, no points. How was it for you?
No, it's all changed now, mate. It's all changed. Yeah, completely echo Jesper's sentiment of Hull is a fucking shithole, to put it politely. I've been there 3 times now. I was saying to Jonesy and his dad when we met up that I'd been there, twice before, and I don't think I'd seen a score. So there was, we had a little discussion on that, saying it had to change and all that sort of thing. Listen, mate, overall thoughts. I mean, Dick Turpin's got nothing on us, has he? So it was a complete and utter smash and grab, get away with it. But look, Alex Neil said in his post-match, doesn't matter about performances at this stage of the season. It's just about picking up results. I have no doubt that the injury in the warm-up to Kasper unsettled things. Danny coming in at right back, first start in a long time, probably unsettled things. Listen, we should have lost the game. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. We were lucky to be in it in the first half. Could argue a disallowed goal. I think it is one of those ones when it's against you, you probably feel hard done by. When it's for you, you probably go in. Yeah, it was such a 50-50.
Sorry, Ben, can I quickly ask in the chat, actually, get the listeners involved? Was it a goal or no goal? So 1 is it was a goal, 2, no goal. You're saying where would you put your? What would
Right,
you
listen,
say,
it's against us, mate. So I'm saying, but Ollie McBurney knew 100% what he was doing, didn't he? So it is one of those. Listen, it's soft both ways, probably. So, but listen, the lads hung in there. Yes, we said when we made the change, a high-low coming on, going into a bit more of a 4-4-2, it did seem to swing the game for us. It opened up. And yeah, listen, cracking result. They are a good side. And I didn't think they were as good as they were having watched them on Saturday. And I say that because I watched them against QPR a couple of weeks beforehand. I only know this because we needed it for a group bet and they were useless. QPR battered them. So I was quite confident going into the game. Yeah. But listen, they are a good side. They are going to be tough opponents if we do end up facing them in the playoffs. So a fantastic away win in the end, mate. And hoping now that all the little niggles it seemed like we did get don't seem to be as serious as probably first feared with what Alex Neil said. So I know I'm rambling there, mate, but
great, good stuff.
Great win, and hopefully the lads are back fit who were out and missed the game.
I think, thanks, Ben. I think very effective side, as you rightly say. Look, really at times in the first half played us off the park and could have easily been 3 up, if not more. Listen, I have to say, I thought the pitch was an utter disgrace. I know it's both teams, but I mean, that is down to them having a rugby team as well. On top of the fact it's a shithole, as you right, it's actually named, isn't it? Shithole. It's right, but look, disgrace, and I don't know how they get away with that. We're talking about us getting fines for things in a minute chance, and there's people putting pitches like that in Preston. You know, it's an absolute disgrace. But look, who knows? Yes, but what you goal or no goal?
It's a soft one, but I think in modern day football, it will always go the keeper's way. I mean, we see so many soft fouls on keepers these days, and they always. I think in general you need to look at this because they are too protected. I think in the area nowadays, and I'm not saying you can just go and push a keeper and then score and then it's allowed, but I'm just. You can barely touch the keeper nowadays, and it's a soft one. And if it was against us, I would have been fuming. But as Ben said, he knows what he's doing, and he just touches him. You know, he gets caught off balance, and then he loses his touch. But yeah, it's one of them, as you say. If it goes against you, you're like, yeah, it's a foul. If it's not, then But
I'm sorry. I watched on the I couldn't believe it. For me, it's not. And somebody put in the chat there. Sorry, I've missed it. But look, to the rules, it's not a goal. But that was soft as hell. What did you think of Patterson's attempt, though?
I was just about to say, can we actually talk about Patterson for the actual incident? Because it's really soft from him as well, isn't it? So in that situation, I want my keeper. Just wipe everything out, wipe McBurney out, punch the ball, whatever it needs to do to clear the ball. He needs to be a lot stronger in that position, Disco. So I'm pleased you said that because it was not only a soft disallowed decision, it was a very soft piece of goalkeeping as well.
Yeah. But look, positive. We went on to score. Great cross from the first goal. Great finish from Juicy Jake, obviously, first and foremost. Another assist for Tristan Cromer, the French wizard. And then Femi, another brilliant assist. I think a lot of people saying a keeper mistake, which it clearly was. But I think the curl on the ball deceived the keeper because as Angelo did in his analysis, he seems to go left, then he comes out right. But I think it was the ball was coming to him, then it went out, but he should still get there. And look, Mihailo did his best to try and miss it, didn't he? To be fair, like, fucking hell, what are you doing? Just put it in.
I think, don't you think? I think he thinks it's going to end up towards the near post where Coburn is, and then he takes half a step to the left, and then suddenly realizes, oh, this is actually going all the way, and then it's too late for him, and he gets down too late, and it's just sort of
him and Mihailo, because Mihailo got caught. He didn't know, did he? But look, it went in. Great finish. Delighted for him. And then Coburn's finish was superb, wasn't it? It was absolutely stunning. That must have felt good, Ben, when that went in on the stands.
It was one of those ones, Disco, you're in disbelief really at that point because you said we'd sustained a lot of pressure and soaked it up. And I know we were 2-1 up and you're thinking, it's going to be a long, 20 odd minutes when we scored the second. But to go down the other. I was delighted for Coburn. I really was, because that's the one thing that's just been missing from his performances since he's come back from injury, mate, is the goals. He's been excellent. He really has. I've gone so far as saying I think he's going to be our most important player now for the run-in, because I think he transforms us as a team. I know people are going to come at me and say, well, of course it's Femi. Yeah, of course it is. But if we're completely different without Josh. His physicality up there, even last night, he just bashes teams up. He wins fouls. He gets us up the pitch. He holds the ball up. Everything that, unfortunately, Mihailo doesn't do when he plays up there on his own. Yeah. So, yeah, I was so delighted for him. And what a goal as well. He's taken it so well. He's got a lot of work to do. So, yeah, I was absolutely delighted for him, mate. Just going back to the whole goal, because obviously we were there and there's still been a little bit of debate. I know we're right down the other end of the corner, so I'm definitely not best placed to be calling it. But I was shouting at the top of my head that it was offside, because it just looked like they got through too easily. I don't know if you fellas want to comment on what it looked like on TV, but it looked like he was offside, because it just looked like when you can see the actions, it was like it didn't look natural, if that made sense. It just looked like he got through too easily, but it was clearly tight. Too easy, and for me, sorry, Jesper, but I think the deflection, if you want to call it that, from Billy sort of threw it all up in the air, you know. But I think Phil said in our chat, isn't he, with Joseph coming, I'm sure Joseph is coming back from a offside position. And I know people are saying, no, but he wasn't involved. I think there's this second phase rule or whatever, isn't there? Because you think about it, you can't stand miles offside, walk back, get a pass it in and score. That doesn't seem right. So I think technically, VAR, God forbid we ever have to suffer that, might have disallowed that. What do you think, Jesper?
Well, I think on the Joseph thing, I watched it back. When Billy touches it, when he tries to kick it, you know, it deflects off a whole player. And when he does kick it, Billy, I think Joseph is actually onside. I think the only one who can be offside in that situation is Gelhardt. And it's a bit,
no, he wasn't. Yeah.
It's a tight angle, you know, and as Ben said, he does look offside, but I couldn't freeze the photo at the right time to actually see when Joseph makes contact with the ball if Gelhardt is actually offside. But you know, sometimes you can quickly see, oh, he should be offside, and then he is offside. And exactly what Ben said, that's also what it felt like at the moment. So I was a bit surprised that it was given. I even think Joe Gelhardt was a bit surprised. He looked towards the linesman and was a bit, oh yeah, okay, that stood, okay, fair enough. We play on. So yeah, it was a tight one, and had we had VAR, I think it could have been ruled out for offside.
Luckily it didn't mean anything, did it, in the end? And
no.
You know, great comeback, 3-1 win. We were bloody over the moon, weren't we? Without a shadow of a doubt. I think the votes were slightly in favour of one, which was goal. And I think in the main everybody would agree. Technically, you can argue it was a foul because Bernie knew what he was doing, but very soft, and we don't often get those. So thank God that the lucky stars were shining down on us. On Saturday. Just another thing on the whole game. I just want to say in terms of the team selection, obviously the messing around in terms of the late injury to Kasper. I did think Alex Neil got it wrong in that first half. I thought it did seem a little bit unbalanced, but what I will give him a lot of credit for was that he knew that, because we were obviously terrible in that first half, and he made the changes at half time. Yeah. But I did think he got that wrong. Watson looked miles off it, and we looked very, very unbalanced down that left-hand side. And I actually felt a little bit sorry for Sturridge, because I think Watson made Sturridge look bad, because there was just no chemistry, no synergy. Neither of them knew what they were doing going forward or defensively as a partnership. But yeah, that just wanted to call that out. I thought Alex Neil got the team selection wrong after the injury, but rectified it in the second half with the changes that he made. Definitely. And I think a big indication of that then was half-time. He never makes subs start the half, does he? And he certainly did too. That's exactly what I mean, mate. Full left side. Yeah, brilliant. And look, be honest, when he brought Mihailo on, did you not think, what the hell is he doing? It was weird, wasn't it? Yes. But sorry, mate, I was going to say, you're thinking on that as well with managing Coburn's minutes, because I'm just petrified that he's going to. He's made like a poppadom, isn't he? So I'm worried about that. So when he kept Coburn on and brought Mihailo on, didn't take Coburn off, I was going, if he gets a knock or something now, we're in Queer Street here. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, good. Well, look, great 3 points in the bag. Great support as well from the 1,700 up there, including yourself, Ben. You could hear you guys loud and proud, and nothing better is there than a nice away win. And, really good to see everybody celebrating it at the end. So brilliant. And then the old bandwagon rolled into the Den last night with Derby County as visitors. I'd say we haven't got Stato on, so we haven't got all the stats for previous head-to-heads, but I'd say we've a mixed sort of results with Derby. Always remember the COVID game when that young lad got the going with S. Sibley got hat-trick, didn't he, with Rooney's team? And look, Eustace has put a bloody decent team together there for me, Derby, and I was thinking it would be a tough game last night, but let's kick off with you, Jesper, because sorry, Ben, you've been talking about Hull a lot, so we'll kick off with you, Jesper. What did you think last night? Let's start at the a little bit of an overview, but also what did you think of the defence first and foremost?
I think for the first, probably just repeat what has been said in interviews as well. I thought for the first hour we were quite good. We were solid. We were on the ball. We were in the ascendancy and looked fairly comfortable. Probably didn't create as many clear-cut chances as you would have liked, but I still felt that we deserved to lead. And then for some reason they sort of pulled the reversed Uno card against us. They start playing these long balls up like Hail Marys, and it suits this guy Ajimang apparently. What a beast, and what a lesson for Kramer in order to handle these sort of strikers, because we were really up against it the last half hour, and it sort of became a Gary Rowett performance the last 30 minutes where we really had to dig in, and let's be honest, we had to ride our luck as well. Some of the chances they were massive. I mean, they should have scored. Had it been us and we missed these sort of chances, you would have been fuming as well. So again, as Ben said, it doesn't matter about performances at this stage of the season, but for me, it does in some way, because what I was alluding to earlier was also, I'm just going a bit off a tangent here, is we're going to play Ipswich, we're going to play Borough away. We need better performances if we are going to pick up results at these places. It's not just about results, of course it is, but if we perform the way we have in the last couple of games, I don't think we will get anything. And that's what I mean, where we need better performances. We need to be better full 90 minutes. But I think yesterday, again, was about the 3 points. We were still missing Alfie, Caleb, Leonard, Kasper, and we're talking about 3 defenders who would usually start, and then obviously Kasper, who would also start. So big 3 points, and big 3 points leading into the weekend, where if we can get over the line against Blackburn, what a game we got going into Portman Road on the 21st of March.
Absolutely. Yeah, spot on, Jesper, couldn't agree more. Ben, do you want a quick overview of the game before we go dissect the team?
Absolutely, mate. Tale of two halves, in my opinion. We were very, very good first half. Needs to be a little bit more clinical, and we probably could have been 3 or 4 up. And we were very good again for the next sort of 10 minutes in that second half. But then we started to look very, very leggy, I thought. And they started to have a lot more possession. And listen, we were hanging on again, weren't we, towards the end? So, as Jesper said, it's all about the 3 points. Wasn't a vintage display. Possibly was in the first half. Thought we were good. Liked that fella they had up front, that Ajimang. I thought he gave Kramer a bit of a torrid night, to be honest. I've not really seen him be under pressure physically like that. Don't know whether he's the best technically, Ajimang, but he certainly gave Kramer a few things to worry about. But yeah, listen, I probably didn't give Derby the credit they deserved in terms of how good a side they were. I just thought we'd beat them. I thought they were in a bit of a false position, basing this on not really seeing them that much. But I just didn't think they're up to much. But listen, they're a decent side. In terms of the record against them, Disco, just for your benefit and everyone else's, we're unbeaten against them since 2020. So we had a fairly decent record against them in recent years.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, great 3 points. Hopefully the lads can rest up going into our bogey game on Saturday. Just another, people are saying it, and I want to call him out because he has been absolutely unbelievable. Not only for his performance at Hull of playing everywhere on the pitch, Negley, but I thought even again last night, my old man said he's never seen a Rabona at the Den. So there you go, Dad. You have now.
He's never had a boner at the Den, did you say?
He's had plenty of them.
Go on, Mickey boy.
But yeah, listen, yeah, shout out to Negley again. He works so hard, doesn't he? And again, one of the lads said in the chat, I was a massive doubter. He was on my hit list after Amaku, and I now absolutely love the fella. He's just completely turned the corner. And again, he's in a similar camp of Coburn. Again, sorry, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, fellas, but good. I want Negley to, if he can just put up some numbers, assists or goals, it will really elevate him onto that next level. But in terms of his work rate, his quality on the ball, yeah, he's really, really improved. And I didn't see him having that improvement. So all the doubters, including myself, I think we can start to eat some humble pie with Negley, because he's very quickly become a very, very important player everywhere on the pitch for us.
No, look, good on you for saying that, Ben, because you're right. Yeah, look, and I'm in your camp. I really liked Negley at first, then thought, no, I'm not sure about this fella, and he's coming back with a vengeance, and good on him. And look, it's a shame that Rabona, as you say, what a shame it didn't. It could have easily ended up in a goal, couldn't it? Femi just doesn't control it quite well enough to get a shot away. Imagine that going in. That would have been, after the flick on from Mihailo, would have been fantastic. So, but absolutely superb, without
and Disco, just on that, Andrew just said, yeah, I think that was better than the Rabona. That was absolutely like something I've never seen. I thought, well, he's got no chance of trapping this. Not only did he trap it, he trapped it on the run as well. It was just, yeah, unbelievable that was.
I think Joe will argue he did similar when he played at the Den. I don't know whether anybody's ever seen that. But I'm sure, I think it came off his knee though, and hit the roof and came back down into play. So very similar though, allegedly, but that's his version. But no, look, top quality Negley. Look, we might as well finish off on Negley. Jesper, what's your thoughts before we go through the rest of the team?
I mean, just again, a really, really solid performance. You have to say, like the last 10 or 15 games, I mean, he's been very consistent. That's what we need in our team, consistent performances. His work rate has improved massively. But as Ben also said, you would like to see some numbers. But one would also argue if he starts putting up numbers as well, combined with his work rate, there might be other clubs starting to look at him. So be careful what you wish for. But I mean, if he started to do that, what a player we got on hand. So no, good to see players, proving us wrong, just like Femi did, when he first came to the club. What a season he's having now, and Negley could be the next one if he, potentially next season continues what he's doing now, and then maybe even adds to that after the summer. So yeah, really good performance again. A solid 7, I would say, solid 7 and 8 as he's been for many games, and probably one of the first on the team sheet now, I would imagine, in Alex Niels's thoughts for every game. Yeah,
I think that's a great point from John Parr there. He seems to be coming right at the right time, doesn't he? And even weren't sure he playing wide suited him, but he seems to be picking that up. And I always remember you saying, Ben, he played wide, didn't he, before he came to us, and we were all like, he's not a wide player, he's a 10. Well, actually, that's where he played, and he looks like he's fitting in there nicely, but can slot inside, even in the midfield role as well, so, yeah.
He played 3 positions at Hull, didn't he? Started in central, then went to the left, and then ended up at left back. I mean,
phenomenal.
I think he drove the coach home as well. That's what I
heard. Spot on.
Yeah.
So look, let's start at the back. Just a quick go round the team, Jesper. Then, so at the back, obviously we had Patterson in goal, Danny starting at fullback again. Obviously Christian Kramer and Juicy Jake in the centre, and then Sturge coming back in after starting at Hull but coming off at half time, as Ben said. So what did you make of the defence, or the back 5, if you like, with the keeper?
You mean from yesterday's game?
And last night, yes.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, again, first hour, again, I thought we looked good. We looked composed. We looked in control, good shape. What I would say about our current left back is that probably both with Sturge and Danny McNamara is that the game, or their game going forward, probably could do with some improvement still. And that's why I'm hoping that we will see Alfie back, we will see Leonard back, and maybe even Caleb, to have these outlets when we go to Portman Road and when we go to the Riverside, because I think with the current right and left back, we probably lack a little bit going forward. could still suit us in terms of us being the underdogs and us having to play on the transition and on the counter. But I think overall we were good, but I was still a bit surprised to see Kramer being sort of out-muscled second half, the way that he was. I mean, it was deliberate. Adjemang went to Kramer. You could see it every time. You know, he was over. He didn't go to Jake Cooper. He deliberately went to Kramer because he knew he had a chance of out-muscling and winning the duels there. So a clever move from him, and I guess some work for Kramer there to I wouldn't say necessarily bulk up, but yeah, a small lesson of what might come for the run-in and be maybe a bit better prepared in terms of the physicality. But as Ben said, I mean, Adjemang, he might have been physically good, but I mean, technically he didn't look world-class, put it that way. But I think overall, good performance, a few mistakes yesterday, but again, we come away with a clean sheet. And yes, they did hit the post, but I mean, a clean sheet is a clean sheet, and we'll take that and take that into the Blackburn game. Sorry.
Yeah, no, spot on, Jesper. And listen, I think we're all saying Adjemang, look, I thought he was dangerous, strong, athletic, you know, good in the air, put himself, look, he got a knock, didn't he? And I think that helped us really. Look, I think he gave Kramer a bit of a torrid knock, but I thought Kramer did okay. You know, a lot of people saying he mullered him. I think, you know, he stood up to him, but he did get the better of him a couple of times. But look, that's bound to happen. Plus, he was on this yellow card issue, wasn't he, Tristan? You know, one yellow card, he's out for 2 games. So I thought he did incredibly well. Somebody's asked there, a yellow card's rescinded. I think it is, isn't it, after last night?
End of the 37th game. So, yeah, it is.
That's it. That's it.
But that means if he has to get suspension now, he has to get to 15 yellow cards before the end of the season. Then he will get suspension.
Right.
That's
right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a different sort of rule that comes in. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So now it's 15. Yeah.
And just quickly, Jesper, what do you think of that? Good point.
I've had worse. I've had better as well. I mean, anyone who's bald. I mean, I guess it's my type of game.
I thought he was excellent, though. I must admit, I thought I've watched him previously and thought he's a bit of a lamp who, you know, he's just sort of had a good game against us. I thought he looked really solid last night and looked a decent player, to be fair. So nothing to be ashamed of looking like him, Jesper, on last night's performance. Ben, any thoughts on the back five, the keeper and the back four last night?
No, I don't think anything more nothing more that has been really said. I was just surprised with Adjemang sort of giving Kramer a tough time. You just expect Kramer to eat everyone, don't you, and have them in their back pocket. But probably the most I've seen him. He didn't struggle, but it was a good physical battle for him last night. Little shout out to Danny. I thought he struggled at Hull, but I thought he was much better last night, and I'm sure that's just match sharpness getting back into his legs as well. You can, like what Jesper said, you can just see, though, going forward, might be missing, might be miles off the mark here, but you can see the players have a little bit of lacking faith when Danny gets in good positions and they don't seem to pass to him when he should be the obvious pass. And listen, we know his qualities going forward aren't as good as his defensive ones, but little shout out to Danny. I thought he improved last night.
I thought Danny had a really good game, actually. I thought he had a good second half against, or last 20-30 at Hull. And then I thought he had a really good game last night until he gets over the halfway line and gets into the final third. And I hate to dig the guy out because I know this is sort of cheap feedback, really, because it's what everybody says. But God, he is poor when he gets into the final third, unfortunately. And nothing worse. And you remember late on,
I was just about to say, mate.
Simple ball out the Femi, wasn't it? And he has a shot. I think you made a rather blunt comment.
Fruity comment.
Fruity
comment. Yeah, mate, it's things like that. We're under pressure. We've been under pressure for 10, 15 minutes. We've got a simple 2-on-1. What was about 86 minutes. And I mean, I don't know what's going through his mind. He's never got that in the locker. But yeah, I nearly kicked my telly off the wall watching that.
Strange, wasn't it? Strange. But yeah, so the defence was pretty decent. Look, and another clean sheet. Is that 15 now? 15 for the season? bloody decent. And Patterson must have 3 now. Is that 3 he's got?
Can I just go on a side note? Boro's playing Charlton tonight, and everyone thinks it's going to be double digits, etc. Charlton's actually 3rd in the table of clean sheets, I believe. I think they're up to 11 or 12. And Middlesbrough have been struggling a little bit at home to like teams who come and maybe park the bus. So I'm not saying they're not going to win tonight. I'm just saying there could be an odd chance that we see an obscure result tonight.
Yeah. Look, not impossible. I'm not expecting. I have to say, Borough are looking really good actually. But saying that, QPR were dog shit on Sunday as well, weren't they? In fairness, but look, was that them or was that Borough making them look good? Who knows? But. Yeah, so look, we're saying the defence nice and solid, clean sheet, rode our luck a little bit, but who cares? Christ, everybody has it over a season, don't they? That's for sure. I will add, and I'll stand by this. They should have had a red card. Clark, the lad, is it Bobby Clark? I think came on half time. It's Lee Clark's son. Lee Clark, he had a lovely visit to the Den, didn't he, with Huddersfield? Do you remember that?
The playoffs.
He hated it. That was brilliant, wasn't it? So he came on, got a yellow card on Coburn, if you remember, and then he deliberately pulled Bannon back. Definitely yellow card in the modern game, and then petulantly threw the ball down on the floor, which they normally book them straight away for. That would have been second yellow off. Game would have been done and dusted. But look, so be it. We ended up riding our luck late on. But moving into midfield, Ben. Sort of look, concentrating on Billy and Bannon. Yeah, Billy and Bannon. What did you think of those two?
I was delighted to see Bannon get a start. I think there's been a lot of questions as to why he hasn't, and the only reason that I can really think, mate, is horses for courses. The pitches wouldn't have suited him at Preston. They wouldn't have suited him at Hull. The game last night, we talk about it all the time. In a game where an opposition that we play against, when we have the ball more, can we unlock a door? We certainly saw glimpses of what Barry Bannon can bring to this team last night. I thought there was, someone's already mentioned it in the comments, the half volley he did out to Femi in the first half was nothing short of absolutely superb. And as I say, there was just some passes that he made that we just don't have that from anyone else. So listen, I was really, really happy to see him play, get some minutes. You can see his quality. He was forcing the press as well in the second half a couple of times. He was the furthest up the pitch. So yeah, he's clearly still got the legs in there. As I say, definitely horses for courses. He's come in against the team where we've had more of the ball. Was delighted for him. Billy, he's just his usual self at the moment, isn't he? He's running through brick walls for us, putting in all the effort in the world. I think he tired in the second half, but I think everyone did. But yeah, all in all, mate, I think, Bannon was very, very good. And Billy's just been doing his usual, been pretty solid.
Yeah, I think Billy's been brilliant the last couple of games. Thought he started a little poorly, but in both games, yesterday and Saturday, but got better. And he's looking really good. Jesper, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, sort of the same as Ben said. Billy is always a good engine in there. Whether he plays, he rarely plays poorly, does he? I mean, always a consistent performer. I think yesterday wasn't his best game, but I don't think it was his worst game either. He runs around a lot. He covers a lot of ground as well, and which allows Bannon to get on the ball. I thought Bannon yesterday dictated things very well when he was on first 60 minutes. I would assume also that he starts on Saturday when Blackburn come to town. Could be one of the reasons that he was substituted second half yesterday. So I would expect him to start Saturday as well. And these are the kind of games that you want him in, when we need to break down teams and you want someone with that sort of X factor who can pick out a pass, can pick out an opening, maybe that some of our other players can't. So no, good to see him. And yeah, as you said, Ben uses the phrase horses for courses. It wouldn't have been the game for him to play at Hull at that tractor field up there. I mean, that was a battlefield where you need players to basically run and cover ground and make tackles and possibly also defend. So good to see him. Looked his usual self and didn't look rusty at all. So all positive. And hopefully we'll see him again on Saturday.
Yeah, agreed. Sorry, just looking there. I'm trying to star some comments. to go back to, and I've starred them, but I can't get access to them. So Christ knows what's going on. So I'm having to remember, but that's why I'm flicking backwards and forwards. Sorry, but that was it, wasn't it? That was when the camera went on Clark and he turned around and said, "I fucking hate this place." That was quality, wasn't it? Top quality. So thanks for that, Andrew. Yeah, brilliant that. So staying with you, Jesper, let's go on to the front. Let's call it the front. We've done Negley. Unless there's anything you want to add there about Camille, but
no.
What about Femi and obviously the front two of Mia and Josh?
I would sort of put Miha and Femi in the same category. They were, I wouldn't say quiet, but wasn't necessarily standout players yesterday. I think Femi tried and did get a few crosses in, but I think the standout player up front was Josh Coburn. I mean, I don't know what has happened since he got injured in autumn to when he came back. I mean, physically he looks a different kind of person. You know, he looks bigger, he looks stronger, and the way he held off two players to run a goal in the second half, I thought, fucking hell, this is like a white, a more pale Drogba. Sorry, I mean the way he was just carrying them and they couldn't get to him, and rightfully the guy got booked for bringing him down. So. Really strong performances. Again, as Ben said, you do worry every time he goes down. Is he going to get injured? That is my biggest worry because we don't have anyone like him in the team. And then I wouldn't say stuck with Ivanovic and Langstaff, but it becomes a completely different game if he's out. So really, really good performance. Really happy for his goal as well. Really a target man goal to be in the right position and guide it in. It's not an easy goal for anyone who's played up front before. Joe would know that. And just really happy for him. Got a goal last weekend against Hull, and now again yesterday, and who knows, maybe he gets another one on Saturday.
I don't want to tempt fate, but you've both said there you worry about Coburn now, and trust me, I'm in that camp. But actually, I'm starting to, and I don't want to tempt fate. I'm not so much, but every game he'd have these battles with the centre half, wouldn't he? And he'd always come out limping or holding his leg or holding his shoulder. He's not at the minute, is he? He's just getting out and getting on with it. And as you say, he has definitely bulked up. Let's hope I'm not putting the mockers on it, but full credit to the lad. I think he's really worked on his physicality. And is it another bit of work by our friend Johnny Northeast? Love that name. With him. And as you've said, both of you said, if we can have him fit for the rest of the season, he's a huge asset, isn't he, for the team, let alone, as individually.
But I think it goes without saying that if you want to be successful now and towards the end of the season, you need your best players ready. I mean, it gives you the best chance to obviously have success. So fingers crossed that he won't, get, I don't know what the word is, but that he won't play too much, that we sort of, I don't know, you don't like the words, Disco, but we manage the minutes so that, that he doesn't suddenly break down. But I mean, they complement each other very well, Miha and Coburn. I think Miha, sometimes is more effective in a partnership up front than he is on his own. But at the same time, if we do play one up front, it's good to have, if we start with Coburn, that you can bring Miha on. It's, they're still good players, both of them, even though they bring maybe different aspects to the table.
Yeah. And look, we'll talk about that for Saturday. Is it 4-4-2? Is it one up front again? We'll talk about that in a bit. It's been mentioned before. I think it was Alex asked about the injuries. I think I'm hearing Doughty not long term, couple of weeks maybe. Casper the same, or a couple of games. Caleb's due back. Lenny's due back. Is that your thinking, guys?
I'll be honest, but I haven't heard too much about, only from what Alex Neil has said. I haven't heard anything else, so I don't know. I hope that is the case, mate. But no, I can't. I can't say I've heard anything.
Oh, but that's what he said, didn't he? He definitely said.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Oh,
yeah. Don't throw me under the bus, Ben. As I'm
no, sorry. I didn't know if you meant have we heard anything sort of to add to it. Sorry, mate. No, that I think that is the case, but yes.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate. I know you're feeling rough, but don't take it out on me, will you? Gosh, almighty. Right. So we've done the
no, I was just going to add to that, Disco, that I think the most uncertain one is Caleb. It seems a bit is like an odd one, the foot injury. I think he said with Lenny, Casper, and Doughty that they could be ready. It's more days than weeks. So potentially not ready for Blackburn, but could be in the squad for Ipswich the following weekend. But I don't know about Caleb. It's an odd one. We've had these injuries before where we think, is it going to be next week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
What's going on? Just like Mihailo when he joined the club with this so-called foot injury, and suddenly he was ready. It was suddenly first it was 8 weeks, and then after 2 weeks he was in the squad, and you're like, what's going on?
It always worries me, Jesper, when the club don't mention anything as well.
Yeah.
That's what's concerning me, because nothing's been said, is it? It's just
Not
been
really
focused on Alfie and Casper, but again, we haven't heard anything. So that's the concerning thing for me.
And much as the defence have done great, look, 1 goal in 2 games, but do we look a little bit more vulnerable? Would you say with Caleb out the team?
Yeah, I think naturally, listen, Tristan's just going to be a better player than Danny. So if you move him out to right back and bring Caleb in, we're just going to be a better back 4, aren't we? Even though I do think, or my opinion is that Tristan is a we know he's a centre half. Yeah. But I think naturally we'll just be a better side.
Yeah, absolutely. And any comments on any of the subs coming on? Jesper, any performances of note? Did you think?
Not really. I'm just trying to think back now, because we made our subs quite late last night, didn't we? So
I remember Langstaff, Watson.
But I think
Cundall came on first, didn't he?
Cundall came on. Yeah, they did all right. I don't think there was anyone who really stood out. I think they came in, did a fairly decent job. I think, didn't we sub about 2 or 3, or you can also look at it, around the 85, 86 minutes. Some of them came on quite late. So no, nothing really to add there. But again, what I would add is that the quality on the bench, when I looked at the bench last night, I thought, this is good. This is good stuff. We got some really good players out there who can make a difference also if it's not working out for some of the players who start. So that was, I think, the main positive when looking at the squad last night, despite missing Alfie, Caleb, Lenny, and Casper.
Yeah. Ben, any thoughts on any of the subs?
No, I think like what Jesper said, mate, obviously they came on late. I was actually quite surprised that Cundall didn't start. I did think he would start, having come on at half time. Didn't really see too much from him, did we? No. Coming off the bench. Watson only came on, obviously, last couple of minutes. He looked a little bit more lively in those couple of minutes, if you want to say that, late on. Again, Smallbone come on late, didn't he? So Langstaff's the interesting one for me. I know we'll probably talk about looking towards Saturday, but Langstaff's the interesting one for me. He's been putting in big shifts the last couple of games, Preston and Hull. I'll be managing his minutes. I know your favourite saying, Disco, a little bit as well. So wouldn't be surprised if he came back in Saturday. Yeah.
Well, look, I would imagine. Look, I'll say it. Going, it probably was a case of managing minutes, or a tactical. As we're going to up front, that is the reason he did it. The only thing I'd say about, and listen, I am full of admiration for Macaulay Langstaff. I think he's been another player transformed in recent weeks, and he's hugely worth his place in the team, especially when he's playing that pressing 10 role, if you like. But for me, it epitomised a bit about him last night. I don't know if you remember, late on a game, Watson went down the wing, did really well retaining the ball out wide, and we kept the ball. And Langstaff did well in the corner as well. But there was also a time when Langstaff was in a similar position, and he cut the ball inside, and he passed it straight to one of their players. And it was almost like what Danny would do. It's like, bloody hell, surely you can play it past to one of your own players when we've been under the cosh a little bit, That's where he lacks for me, that little bit of quality.
Don't think you can say more to that, maybe hit that on the head. I think you've summed it up perfectly, man. Listen, we know he's not a 10. He's a striker that we've turned into this pressing 10. I don't think he's ever been a link-up player, has he? So he's never had that passing aspect to his game. He's a number 9 that we've now turned into this, as I say, a pressing 10. So I don't think we're ever going to get those. It's probably been a bit easy on him. He should have kept the ball in that situation. But yeah, I think his decision making at times is not great.
That's the key phrase, isn't it? Decision making. Him, Danny. I've got to be honest, Billy at times going forward. Billy can, get a little bit muddled, and some of his crosses, had some good crosses last night into the box, but he also had some terrible ones. So look, work for improvement, but look, that's because the bar is being raised now with the quality that we've got. We need to be very thankful of the, great team and squad that we've got right now. Smallbone, interesting. He only had about 5 minutes, didn't he? Where you thought maybe he could have got a few more minutes. Was that again on the back of Saturday? Let's be honest, he's only just back, isn't he? They're managing minutes, look, you've got to trust Alex Neil again. He's called it and he's ended up getting us the results. I'm very happy with that. I'm desperately trying to find bloody thing. There it is. Right. Where are we with this? What's going on with Billy and a new contract? Thoughts?
Well, I had lunch with his agent here the other day, so I could no, I didn't, but I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But this is in modern day football, it's not like the old days where you as a manager turn up at a gas station, then you negotiate with the player directly. This is between the club and the agent now, so we have no idea what's going on. I would assume that Billy has said to the agent, talk to the clubs, see what they can offer, and that's where we are right now. The season is ongoing. There's obviously potential that we could go up, which would put him in a new situation as well in terms of wages and the tier that you could move into, becoming a Premier League player, etc. So there's a lot at stake now that maybe he's holding out a little bit. Maybe these discussions are also being held with the club, saying, right, well, considering the situation we are in now, I can't really commit too much before we know where we might be next season. I don't know if that's what the club wants to hear, but I could imagine that's how the agent could maybe portray for the club in order to maybe get the best deal for Billy. It's just my thoughts. I have no idea about agency and how it works, etc. It's just how I could imagine it working out at the moment. And I think Billy is now just so focused on doing well for Millwall and getting us to, dare I say it, the promised land that, and when you look at his performances, I don't see a player who is affected by the contract situation, if I'm being honest. So,
Agreed.
And that's the most important thing for me as a fan, that is not affecting him as a player.
Great point, Jesper. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Before I come to you, Ben, so in the chat, guys, listeners, if you could put in 1 for would you give Billy a new contract, 2 wait till the end of the season, or no, no sort of thing, delay it. Let's have your thoughts on that. Ben, where do you stand with that? I think I know, but...
Can I just say this, Go, that I would give him a contract, regardless of where we play next season.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, same here. Ben?
Same as me, mate. Yeah, 100%. Billy's got his critics, and I think unfairly so, if I'm being totally honest. I think he's a very good player for us. Again, we kind of touched upon him in the last 2 games. Has he had his best games? Probably not, but he's still been a solid 7. The legs he gives us, the depth in terms of allowing players to go and do what they need to do in front of him. I think, listen, wherever we are next year, I think he's good to have in and around the squad. I'm a huge fan of his. I still think he's got plenty of improvement to do in him as well. So, yeah, listen, whatever the club are doing, I would just say just get it sorted. And I'm with Jesper. I don't see a player that is affected by anything that's going on behind the scenes, which is the most important thing. What I would say is, again, I don't know, I keep getting this wrong, so I'm probably going to be wrong again, but am I right in saying that Kasper's contract is out of contract in the summer and the club have got an option to extend? Is that correct?
That's what I've heard.
That's my understanding,
if that's the case, I would be surprised if we sign both. I really would. And my reasoning for that is I think Kasper and Billy are too similar. And I think the club might start to look at a younger Barry Bannon type player. Is this just what I think they might do?
Or could it be a case, Ben, that, again, we got 2 scenarios. One is if we go up, one is if we remain or stay in the championship, that if we do stay, both might sign. If we do go up, one of them will leave. That will be my gut feeling.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean, mate.
Yeah.
I think if we go up, we definitely won't see both of them. And I still think if we don't go up, we might not see both of them. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Look, a lot of ones coming in like us, which is great. Wasn't it interesting too from Kenneth there? So interesting, Kenneth. And good evening, Born Free, Die Free. Hope you enjoyed your M&S Shepherd's Pie. Still no excuse for being late, though, I must say. Dear me. That's, as we've been saying all night, that's utter woke nonsense. But, yeah, look, a lot of ones coming in for Billy. And I think I echo you guys. What's really great is even if there was some kind of, negotiations going on in the background, bloody hell, Billy ain't showing it affecting his game at all, as I said there. He's absolutely improved 100%. Which look, we all knew there was always a really good midfielder in there. Don't think he was given the role that he was best suited to with other managers necessarily. But really good seeing him coming to fruition, I would say, most definitely.
And I would also say, when we talk about players who could raise their game, I think Billy, if we talk about the Premier League again, and I know I don't want to say the word too many times, but I think he is one of them who could raise his own game by play in a better league with better players against better players. We do see that sometimes Ben, you've played a bit of football. When you play against good teams, you turn to raise your own game a little bit more than when I'm not saying we're playing poor teams, but I think he could be one of them. I look at a player like Ethan Pinnock, who played for Brentford, and he has been with them since, I think, League One, when they got promoted to the Premier League. And you think, can he continue? Can he continue to play? And he's been one of their best players. Currently he's not playing that much, but he's been with them all the way through. So I think Billy could be in that category.
I think the style will suit him as well, Jesper, in terms of it's a lot more ball playing, right? So I think that style will suit him because he's got the legs, certainly got the legs to compete. And I don't think he'll need to do what people expect from him in terms of getting goals and assists. I think he just sits in that role and ticks it over for us, gives it to the likes of Femi, go and do your thing. So, I think the Premier League could suit him just because of the style of it.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Well done, guys. Thanks for that. Listen, just at this point, we're on the hour mark. Ben, if you don't mind, we've mentioned the T-shirts earlier about our charity day. We're doing lots of events this year to help raise money for cancer research. And I think Chris mentioned in his recent post-match that, he's really hoping to get over £30,000 this year as our running total. Which, just think of that, guys, £30,000 raise, and everybody listening to this show has contributed to that just by liking and subscribing, let alone any other activities that we do. And while we're on that, how are we looking on likes tonight, guys?
Let me have a quick look,
the running total?
I think that's one for Ben.
Come on, Ben.
Hold on. Let me do it in the background. Just talk amongst yourself, fellas.
And I was going to get you to give us a bit of an overview of what we can expect for the 6th of, like, what are the plans that are up and running. I've seen loads of texts flying around today. I've been in meetings all day, so I'm not up to speed. So is there more news on the auction and things like that yet?
More importantly, we've got 49 likes, fellas. So can we up our game, people in the chat? Shocking.
Look, that's it. I think we should just close it.
Yeah,
that is absolutely ridiculous. There's 177 watching, apparently. Does that mean they're watching on YouTube or on any of the networks? Do you know?
I think that's across everything, isn't it, mate?
Across everything. 49 likes. That's like a dagger in the heart, guys. Come on, you're making us look like bloody second fiddle to the rest of the gang. Come on, get them likes going. Let's get 100 before we finish in half an hour or so. So let's get liking. Look, doesn't mean you like us. Doesn't mean you like what we're saying. It all goes to charity. So please, like as quickly as you can. Let's get to 3 figures. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Ben. Yeah, go on. What was you saying?
I was just going to say, yes, the T-shirts are now live, fellas. As I said at the top of the show, so we've got 2 versions. We've got the standard version, and then we've got the limited edition ones that are signed by all the squad. They have been made by the guys at No One Likes Us Clothing as well. The club have been amazing this year. We have got the club badge on there. So if you got one last year, they should be a bit of an improvement. Jones, I've just seen Jonesy's message. Ben looks like the guy who works in PR. He's Nick, isn't he? So yeah, that's on the T-shirts.
Ben, I would say I've got a few of the No One Likes Us clothing, T-shirts and what do you call them? Polos, stuff like, not polos. Can't think what you call them now. The bloody I can't remember in a bit. Hoodies, whatever, but that type of thing. But they're bloody great quality guys as well, really great quality. So they're decent to wear, and you've got all the money going to cancer research. So we sound like the shopping channel now, don't we? But it's for the right reasons. It's for the right reasons, for charity. So please, if you can,
the old TV shop, call this number here after the show.
Absolutely. We'll have you modeling one next week. Yes, that'll be. You can model my one. Nice tight fit as well. That would look nice. One for the ladies. Sorry, Ben. So what else have we got to look forward to?
And then we have got the auction and raffles, which will be live soon. So I don't want to give too much away on that because it is all it's going to be a big surprise, I think. Well, I don't know what we can or can't say, but yeah, we're going to be going live with the auction. We've got some amazing prizes on that, literally amazing. The raffles are really good as well. There's some really good stuff that we've all contributed to the prizes. Everyone on the team has done really well. So everything is going to cancer research, as we know. Again, just to rest assured on the t-shirts, all the profits are going towards that. So just keep your eye out. Over the next week or so, you'll see some tweets and some bits being mentioned about when everything is going live on the auctions and the raffles. So yeah, keep your eyes out, fellas.
So look, obvious as it sounds, Ben, but I'm guessing so an auction, there'll be people can bid and the highest bidder wins, and there's some great prizes, guys, or items available to purchase effectively. And then the raffle will be buy a ticket entry, and we will do a raffle. And again, some absolutely superb prizes. We're not talking like a secondary school summer fete. We've got some really fantastic prizes. And the great thing is it's all going directly to cancer research charity. And then obviously we've got the charity day at the Den on Easter Monday. The Norwich at home. It is going to be that day now that Norwich got knocked out of the cup. Thank God. I think that'll be a better day than a potentially night game had that been postponed. So there'll be lots going on there with the bucket collections, and you can come up and see Joe, and he'll talk you through how he scored that goal. He'll even walk you onto the pitch and show you exactly where he slid the ball in from. So, it's just going to be an amazing day. He might even buy all of you a pint as well. He likes doing that, Joe, doesn't he? So look forward to sharing more with you guys during the course of the coming days.
Just as a little tease, I don't know if I might get told off by Chris for doing this, but a little tease in terms of some of the prizes. So we've got things like a Sweden break for 2. We've got the 1988 promotion winning cap, which is an unbelievable prize. It looks incredible. We've got signed Millwall shirts. We've got a full list of Millwall programs for the 88 season as well. So there's, a whole host of Millwall stuff. And there's loads of stuff for other clubs. Like we've got an Arsenal signed shirt. We've got an England one as well, I think, for the cricket. So, there's loads of different stuff.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, look, more info will come. As you can tell, we're not sure what we can tell you, what we can't, but don't want to spoil it, but want to get you all ready for it, most definitely. Keep liking, please. Don't forget, I think it's gone up to a massive 59 in the last 5 minutes, so we only need another 41, guys. Jesus Christ. But keep liking. Just want to point out there a message there from Mark Murphy. Yeah, he's right. The club have announced Phil Summerhill has passed away. I think he was a striker in the 70s, played with Gordon Hill, who's been on the show here. I saw Gordon tweet about it today. And I heard Nick from Acton Millwall say, I think he came from Birmingham. We got him from Birmingham Summerhill. Didn't have the best couple of seasons, didn't have the best time at Millwall. But my mate Jeff, friend of the show, when I texted to him earlier, he said decent player. So I think he was regarded as a reasonably decent. But obviously, anyone who plays for Millwall, we want to send our condolences to his family and thoughts and best wishes to his family and friends at this sad time. So that's from all at Chat with Chaps. Look, somebody there saying, I'm sorry, very good player. If I can get that on. Yes, that's Mark saying, echoing what Jeff said. Says, is that where he came from, Huddersfield? I thought blame Nick at Acton, the Podfather. I'm sure he said Birmingham on it earlier, but I might be wrong. So sorry, Nick, if I'm throwing you under the bus as well.
I think he played for both teams. Just did a little digging. So he played for Birmingham, went to Huddersfield, then to Millwall.
There you go. Love it, Jesper. Yeah. Thank you. There you go. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, Dave. So absolutely, any donations are very welcome. Right. So before we look forward to our most anticipated game of the season against the lovely Blackburn Rovers on Saturday, want to just talk to you guys quickly about the announcement this week that the club have incurred, I think it was a £45,000 fine from the FA. And I think it's in relation to abusive chants made by our fans at Crystal Palace. Sorry, am I allowed to say that? I might get fined for saying that. But in the Carabao Cup, I believe. Now, I believe, a joke as I do there, it's actually really quite serious because there's a threat of a similar coming up for a similar thing, a different chant, but a similar issue that happened against Charlton. Now, what I did hear, and again, Nick from Upton Millwall was saying on his pod, that apparently it was the FA and an independent tribunal that adjudicated on it. The FA were looking for either stand or ground closures on the back of it. So, look, it's really bloody serious, or could be potentially. We all think bloody load of crap, but it's a really serious issue and obviously a hefty old fine that we've got on the back of it. Jesper, first and foremost, what's your thoughts on that and potential further issues?
I just learned about it obviously this week. First and foremost, I think I'm very surprised that it comes this late now. Didn't we play Crystal Palace at the end of August to September last year? Now we're being fined in March. I think what could happen here is you open up a can of worms, because I don't want to sit here and point fingers at other clubs, but it's just, obviously, I don't condone abusive language at all. What I would say is that this sort of language, if you may, happens every game in every ground across the country. How are you gonna surveillance that? How are you gonna, talk to clubs about all this? So obviously, it's, as you said, it's quite serious in terms of wanting to close the ground or stands at the Den if that were to happen. So obviously we need to take it seriously, but I don't know if that's the way to go about it, because then I think they will have some serious work at their hands, because then they need to look into other clubs as well. And it's not just me pointing fingers, but that's the facts. We know what's going on. You need to be a fool if you don't know what's going on at a football ground in the EFL. So, yeah, I would say quite serious, but also quite interesting in terms of what are the FA's plans in terms of looking into other things. Then it's just my first thought that came into mind when I saw this and when you mentioned it like that.
Yeah, and Ben, thanks, Jesper. And Ben, looking at that point, what do you think about the point Mark's making there about, it's our responsibility when we're at an away ground?
No, mate, I'm listening. This subject to me is just an absolute load of shite, to be perfectly honest. As Jesper said, if they're going to do it to us, they've got to go up and down the country and look at what songs every club are singing. And when you start going down that route, you're just heading down into completely killing singing at football, to be honest. We're living in a world now where everyone gets offended by everything. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Listen, we're at football. It's football banter, isn't it? It's been going on since the game started. It should remain in the game, in my opinion. It's complete and utter bonkers to me, mate, that we're starting to do this, because you're going to start. Well, one, as I said, Jesper's already mentioned it. You're going up and down the country, looking at every song that every club sings, and you're just going to kill atmospheres. I can't get my head around it, mate. We all know the FA, and I'm sure the EFL and whoever else are eager to slap us anytime they can. Yeah, I think it's a load of crap, mate. I think one thing, and me and my dad were talking about this earlier, is that why don't they ever talk about all the amazing things that we are doing rather than looking at this sort of stuff? Because there ain't another club in the country that, as fans like we do, when it comes to things like we're all doing in terms of raising money for charity, the amazing days we do for Remembrance Day, the Jimmy Meason Fund, everything. So let's just look at the things we are doing, rather than songs that all clubs do to each other, let alone one of their biggest rivals. So yeah, I think it's just a load of bollocks, to be perfectly honest, mate.
Yeah, listen, well said. Look, and please don't take me wrong here. I'm far from a woke at all. But look, there's a line. I get that. You know that everybody has to sort of be understand and appreciate and all that, especially in this bloody modern world. Blah blah blah. But as you say, you ain't telling me you couldn't go up and down the country and experience exactly the same or worse or significantly worse anywhere else. So they really do open a can of worms with it, don't they? Because you don't hear of loads of other cases, do you? So maybe it's us feeling sorry for ourselves, but you don't hear a load of it. And we've got two, going on. So what's that all about? I'll say the biggest thing for me, I feel sorry for the club, because damned if you, damned if you don't, do you? What can they do? They want to say what we're sort of saying, and we really probably want to say more. They can't. We argue, well, you can, but they can't. They've got to play the game a bit and be professional and take it on the chin and show, remorse, and that they want to do this, they want to do that. But you feel for them, because it's a bloody good club right now, and they're desperately trying all the good things you've mentioned, Ben. And yet they just get shafted like this, don't we?
Yeah, as I say, mate, it's never focus on. Listen, I know it's us, and I know they're never going to do that. But yeah, just focus on the good things that we are doing as a club, and we're doing more than any club in terms of charity work. I think we've topped that table for a long time. Yeah. So listen, we support the right causes. I could talk to this till I'm blue in the face, to be perfectly honest, mate. I think it's a load of crap. Football is football. It always should be football. If we start taking the banter, the passion, everything out of it, it's already becoming a placid, no atmosphere. Like they're trying to just kill it in every way, shape or form. I just don't agree with any of it, mate. And as I say, you could go up and down the country every week, and if they're going to do this, they'll be slapping fines on every club. So do we get offended when clubs call us pikeys or sing the Millwall family? No, it's football banter. Just get over it. Like, people just get too offended by everything these days.
A certain mob went to great lengths to create stupid bloody banners, which must have taken them days and weeks to put together. What they call us, knuckle draggers, something like that. I couldn't give a shit. But could we throw that back? So hang on, is that fair to be doing that? It's just crap, isn't it? So
but can I just say this also, if there's someone out there listening now thinking, we're Millwall, no one likes us, we don't care. Yeah, we don't care. Basically, I don't really give a shit. But I do give a shit when someone is starting to talk about closing the ground and can't allow fans in to watch our beloved team play. Then I do start to care, because it means a lot that we have people in the ground. And if we are getting our ground or parts of the ground shut because of this, I would like to see more investigations into other clubs then, because otherwise it just shows that we are an easy target, as we've always been in media anyway. This would just be ridiculous. And if it just stops here, and then it's a matter of us being the problem and no one else in the EFL,
spot on, mate.
Don't even get me started.
I mean, look, we go on all night, but Nick even mentioned again from Acton, he won't mind me saying, Nick, and he said that apparently our stewarding was criticised for not having body cams on to identify the perpetrators. It's like, Jesus Christ, how do you go with this? It's just like, it's a thankless task for the club is what I would say, but I'm sure bit they'd like us to say, look, if we need to recognise we're under the spotlight. And look, to the FA, to the Premier League, don't worry. If and when we come up to the Premier League, we will be as well behaved as you want us to be. We will sing Kumbaya, as somebody has just said there. And I'm sure we'll be the best behaved supporters in the land. But we're a right nasty bastard when we lose, as we say. So, or was it, we're a right bunch of bastards when we lose. But there you go. So, look, that's where we are. And look, it sounds like there's a bit more incoming as well. So, yeah, I do my thoughts go out to the club on that. I really do feel for them, what they have to deal with. But hey ho, that's all part of running a great South London club, I guess. Right, we've got about 10 minutes, 15 before we wanted to wrap up. So look, great time now to look forward to better things ahead. Saturday's big game against Blackburn. Ben, you're doing Stato's role tonight. So I don't know if you can quickly, if you haven't already, got sort of head-to-head stats. Because look, they are clearly a bogey team of ours, but I'd like to argue we've had reasonable success at the Den, other than that dreadful experience 2 or 3 years ago that we
won at Christmas. We won at Christmas. I think was it last year, the year before, 1-0, just before Christmas. I remember.
There you go. There's one. But Ben, if you can have a look at the
Jesper is spot on. We won the 21st of December in 2024. But outside of that, our record is absolutely diabolical. We beat them in 2020, so we have beat them twice in 13 years.
Wow, bloody hell!
Yeah, there's a lot of red on this screen.
yeah. And before we go into sort of dissect it, if you like, I'll tell you what worries me more so when we go there. We just play terrible, don't we? We just seem to play. I've been to, because it's only up the road from me, Ewood Park, so many times, other than a few years ago in the Cup, Big Danny Shitu and Chris Wood, I remember scoring for us, and in the Cup and League, we were brilliant. But we go there the last few seasons and we've played terrible and either lost or drawn. I
think the only game where we played, sort of well was when we actually drew when Obafemi scored. I think we drew 1-1, and I thought we were fairly decent that night. We were on quite a good run when Neil Harris got a point there. But besides that, we've been terrible. It always seems to rain up there. The pitch is shit, and I don't know. It's just all the circumstances, no crowd, whatever. Oh, it's just Hull 2.0 up there, isn't it? I mean, just the ground you don't want to go to.
Absolutely. It's not totally grim up north, Jesper. Come on.
I know.
Well, we're trying to bring a bit of sunshine to the north.
I've been to Manchester. I've been to Liverpool. It's not terrible up there. We go the other way towards Hull and then Goole, which is the port just opposite Hull. I mean, honestly, how can you even live there? I think Bradford was the worst place.
Oh, dear.
It was just all boarded up, half the city. It was terrible.
Another level there, without a doubt. Yeah. So, Blackburn at home Saturday. What you thinking, Jesper? Formation, team selection, not exact, but what you expecting?
I think Ben said something interesting. I think we could maybe see Macaulay Langstaff start on Saturday, and it will be simply just to set the press, because I think we will come at them 100 miles an hour for the first 15, 20 minutes. It's just an assumption. I think we'll see Barry Bannon in there. Besides that, I think we will see a quite similar squad to who played yesterday. So I don't think we'll see too many changes, but I could see Macaulay coming in for Mihailo. Other than that, I don't see many changes actually. No. I think he wants to continue the rhythm that we have, and we're coming to the back end of a 3-week period. Then we got a week break before Ipswich. So of course it's still about managing minutes, but we don't have a midweek game next week. So I think he wants to play the majority of the players who's played the past 2 or 3 games. So yeah, I think Macaulay would be the one who will replace Meehan. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you can call it 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1 or whatever. But yeah, in the way we usually set up.
Yeah, you'd imagine he'd be a little bit deeper, Macaulay, wouldn't he? Yeah, good point. Ben, any thoughts?
I think yes, was spot on, mate. The only other change that I would potentially see happening is if Lenny's back fit and he might come back in at right back. But if that doesn't happen, as I said, Danny had a relatively good game last night, so I'd be happy. But I think that'll be the only change we see, mate. I think, I think Maka will come in from a high-low, and I think we'll go back to that 4-2-3-1 type formation. He'll go back into the 10. So yeah, that's what I think will happen.
Wow, that's a big game. Look at that. Blackburn are losing at Oxford as well. Wow. Sorry. At Oxford. Yeah. Wow. So that's a big 6 points.
Just had a look in that. So far, Blackburn have created 0.0 XG. They haven't had a single shot.
Yeah.
They've done nothing.
Well, that sets us up nicely for Saturday, doesn't it? Redemption.
I was actually just looking, though, yes, but I was going to say on that. So in terms of Saturday, from Blackburn's perspective, they have got some injuries. So Jake Garrett is quite an important player for them. He's been out. He's out injured. But most importantly, that little rat is out. Todd Cantwell. He's on the bench today, so I don't know if he's going to get back in time for Saturday. But he's been out injured. So yeah, they've got quite a few injuries at the moment. So I could not. They're fighting for their lives, but yeah, they've got some players out.
I agree with you. I must admit, Cantwell, sad as I have to say, ran the show, didn't he, Ben, up at Ewood Park, even though he's a bloody... look, he is a decent player on his day, but we give him the freedom of the bloody park, didn't we, to make him look good. But they've got a couple of your favourites, Jesper, haven't they? They've got a couple of Asian players, I think, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got... I was going to say Osaka, what's his name up front? The striker they have. That was the name I was looking for, yeah. And then they have one on the wing as well.
Yes.
I mean,
Morris Shitter. I'm looking at their team tonight. No, that is his name. Morris Shitter. It is. It's
That's worse than me calling him Densgaard. Dear me.
Morris. It's Morishita. Morris Shitter.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Give you that.
Morris Shitter.
He's going to score. It's out here.
And he's having a shitter. He's on the bench. He's on the bench, is he?
He's playing tonight. He's
playing. Shitter's playing, right?
Yeah.
I know. I saw two of them combined for what was the game? Oh, Pompey game. I watched the highlights and they combined, and whichever one it was, the striker missed an absolute sitter, right? I don't know if you saw that. Great ball into him, and he walked straight over the bar. I thought, I'm sure he scored. Did he score against us? We did
probably.
I think he did, didn't he? Did he get? I think he got the cock-up goal, didn't he, between Danny and the keeper, didn't he?
Or Hashi, or
whichever one. I don't think it was Shitter. Whoever it was.
It was. It was a Hashi. He scored and
yeah. So you both think we'll go 4-2-3-1. Bannon starts. You reckon?
I think so, mate. Yeah, I think he'll keep Bannon in there.
I think I'm in that camp, especially after the other night. Look, there were flashes there last night. He looks top, as I thought he would do. Looks top quality. And look, I would imagine. No, he said Casper probably won't make Saturday. Might be the next game. So he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
He'll be back.
He's gone for a shitter. Has he gone for a shitter? You think?
He could be, yeah.
Ben Green he's entering. He's here. Come on.
Sorry, fella.
Hey, what are you doing, you drama queen? You're doing storm off.
It's sulked and stormed off. No, I've got there's a thing on my mouse that I can go backwards and forwards on the last page, and I just click the back button. Sorry.
See, I'll give you some IT lessons, Ben. If you, I'll pop round one day and
please, mate, come round and give me some lessons.
Hey, listen, I must just put that up. There's our big friend of the show, John. You're an absolute star, mate. Thank you very much. We'll let you off for being late. That's absolutely fine. Please make sure you like, John. We're really struggling with the bloody likes tonight. 70 I was at when I last looked. So, but actually, let's put a positive spin on it. I think there was about 80 viewing and 70 likes. So the ratio, we're on a high ratio if we're going to get into that. And obviously when people watch it back, I'm sure we'll do that as well. But no, brilliant. So should we do some score predictions before we wrap it up? So Jesper, what you're thinking for Saturday?
I think we will put in a stronger performance that we have done in the past games. This is a similar challenge to the Portsmouth game, and I think most of the players will be quite keen not to repeat that shit show. So I think we'll win 2-0. I'm feeling quite, I wouldn't say confident, but I just think having, obviously you supported the team longer than I have, Steve, but having supported them for 25 years, you look at the team, this is a different caliber of team now that we have compared to the last 8 or 10 years, So I think we'll break, I wouldn't say hoodoo because we have beaten them a couple of seasons ago, but just like we did at Norwich, I think we'll win this game. I can't see why not. They will come, they will try and defend, look at the odd counter, but yeah, if we raise our game, we should be more than a handful. I think we'll win 2-0. And I think Coburn will score his 3rd in a row.
All right. Yeah.
And then I will back £5 on Camille Negley to finally score again.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Be nice for him to score. What are we talking? Overhead kick or something fancy from Negley?
Oh, maybe a shot from distance. He's got a quite good shot on him, doesn't he? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
He lined up last night, didn't he? That free kick that Mia ended up taking, which wasn't brilliant, to be honest, although he nearly got a lucky deflection, which I sort of thought at the time, that was the sort of shot last couple of years ago, Fleming, it would have gone in, wouldn't it? He'd have hit that, it would have hit the wall and it would have gone in. That's your luck, isn't it? But he looked like because you think you had Bannon, at one point around that free kick, you had Bannon, Femi, Mia, and Negley, and let's be honest, any 4 of them could take that free kick, couldn't they?
But I was surprised to see Ivanovic take it because I thought after the Birmingham game, I thought it was Femi's duty he would have the next one. But there you go.
Absolutely. So great, 2-0 with Coburn and Negley to score. Guys, you've already started, but put your in the chat, put your score and the goal scorers in, please. Bannon and Femi there. What do you think, Ben?
I think Jesper's reading my mind because I was going to say 2-0 and I was going to say Negley and Coburn. I'll say something a bit different. 2-0, and I'll go Femi and Coburn just to change it up. But yeah, no, listen, I'm in 100% agreement with Jesper. Jonesy and I did our month in review. I said I could see us being 9 points from the first 3 games in this month. I still think we will. Not 2 good performances like we've already discussed tonight, but got the job done. I think we're seeing improved performance Saturday against a struggling Blackburn side. So, yeah, I'll go 2-0 home win. And dare I say, fairly comfortable.
Oof. What does he say, Stato? Clip that. Yeah, we'll have a clip of that. That's so 2-0, both going 2-0. And I'll tell you what, Joe likes to have a little tipple, doesn't he? And on what people are putting. And I'll tell you, a lot of 2-0s are incoming, I must say. There's a lively one there from Joseph, 5-0. Wow, if only. I wouldn't mind a nice, comfortable, like the Birmingham, 2-0 at half-time, 3-0 after the start of the second half was lovely, wasn't it? Then 10 men, lovely, coast the game for the rest of the game. But 2-0. Well, look, I'm not going to be the boring one, but I'm going to agree with you guys. I thought about this before coming on. I thought, look, this is a tough game. But I think you've called it, Jesper. This is the season. We've broke a few of our hoodoos, haven't we, over the course? The biggest one, Norwich, obviously, but there's been a couple of others through the course of the season. Teams we've not always done so well at, and we've got a result. So I'm confident. Look, if we play anywhere near to our ability, we win this game Saturday. Now, I know these last 2 games we haven't been disastrous, and we've probably played an hour of decent football in those 2 games. So if we can just put a little bit more on that, I am of the view we've got our bad performances out of our system, and unlike Pompey, when we come a cropper, we managed to win as well, which was great. So I think we can go in with huge confidence. I'm with you guys. I'm going to go for a nice little cheeky 2-0. But I'm going to go. Who was I going to go? I was going to go Femi and Negley. I'm like you. He's got to score at some point, hasn't he? With the effort he's putting in. So I'm going to go. Femi and Negley to score in a 2-0 win. Wow, is that right? Just seen that.
Yeah.
2-0 half time. Wow, well done, Charlton.
And West Brom have just scored against Southampton, who I'm a little bit worried about them creeping into the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
same here.
not a bad result, that.
Yeah,
and their good players gone off injured as well. That Leo Shenza, is it? He's gone off injured.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, you know about him, yes, but don't you? Did he come from German second division or something?
He's had the most odd career. If you look at his transfer history, he came from the second best league in Germany to the small club called Heidenheim. I think they're going to get relegated from the best league this year. But beside that, he hasn't played top football anywhere else, and he came from Brazil somewhere. And then suddenly, I think Southampton paid around 8-9 million euros for him to bring him to the championship. Yeah. He's been a good player for them, to be honest.
Yes.
But he was not a player that I've heard of before at all. Before he came.
Just having a look. So I mean, I can't talk tonight. I actually hadn't looked at the numbers that he'd put up previously, but he hadn't exactly. He scored. He was in the third division before he went to Heidenheim, and he got 12 goals and 12 assists in 34 games. But he's never really put any numbers up for Heidenheim. He's doing unbelievable this year for Southampton. He's obviously got 8 assists and 6 goals. So, he's doing all right. But yeah, he's gone off injured, which is also a touch.
Yeah. And look, whatever we say, you look at that. It amazes me when people do these analysis and say about the run-ins, and that will come now when it with the final sort of 7, 8, 9 games coming up. Certainly down to the last 6, it will be who's got the easiest run-in. I don't think you can look at it like that. You've got teams fighting for their lives, and you're down the bottom, and they always come out the woodwork with results, extreme results. Look at West Brom now, a decent result at the weekend, and looks like they've doing all right tonight, and they've looked terrible in recent weeks. Norwich are flying, nothing really to play for, have been flying, haven't they? QPR, nothing to play for. Somebody said before they're on the beach, but I bet they're not on the beach when they play us, So look, we need to be on it every single game, as we will be, and understand the other teams as well are going to be up against it. I'm thinking Ipswich are a little bit wobbling. That's 2 poor results for them, innit? 2 draws, especially being 3-2 up last night. And that, did you see that penalty? I mean, Jesus, that was soft, wasn't it, last night?
I have to say, when I look at that defense and I see that Kipper guy, basically this is the old West Bromwich defense. They got Paul Furlong, they got Darragh O'Shea in there, and they got Kipper in there. And I think they even have Alex Palmer on goal, but he's injured at the moment.
Yes, correct.
Basically the old West Brom team. And I look at Kipper, he is the weak link in there. Yeah. I don't think he suits McKenna's style at all. I'm quite surprised that he's playing, actually. Maybe it's because Jacob Greaves is out. I don't know if he's injured or anything, but I don't rate him. And I have to say, when we go there, and if he starts, that will be one to target for me.
Yeah, agreed. Look, nothing to fear for us. Look, it's a tough game. Nothing to fear for us. You've got to be confident, haven't you?
But it's quite a triangle drama, isn't it? Because I think we have to play Ipswich and Borough and Ipswich have to play each other as well at one point. So we all have each other to play still, which is quite interesting. So. Yeah, I don't fear going to Portman Road, like I might have done a few seasons ago under Gary Rowett, where we knew we were going to be in for a very, very tough evening or afternoon. I'm actually looking forward to it. I think the game I was looking least forward to going to was actually Sheffield Wednesday, because we simply had to win, and it would have been typical for us to blow it up there. But luckily, we didn't.
No, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Look, Borough look good to me right now. I mean, they look the real deal. But again, they've had a couple of draws recently, haven't they? It's and who can hold their nerve? Injuries, suspensions, luck.
But it's also and then Borough, they've also won in patches around Christmas. They played 4 games. They got 1 point. They didn't score a single goal, and that was with the same manager they have now. So it's just to say they're not unbeatable. And I think they're good against teams who come at them where they can play on the transition. That's how I see them at the moment. Obviously, they still have a lot of the possession, but I can imagine against teams who are playing with, a low bank of players. It's harder for them to play against teams like Charlton, Oxford, Leicester, your teams who comes and sit deep. But it's just, it's just my assumption. But
I'm with Mark there. Look, we've got to look forward to these games. It's we've got to trust in the team, haven't we? Trust in the team, trust in the manager. Look, it's been agony a few of the games recently, and I think, Christ, this is supposed to be enjoyable, and it's bloody horrible, especially watching on telly. It's worse, isn't it? I feel for you, Jesper. A lot of the time, I don't go to as many games, but going is so much better that you're there, you see the full picture. I think you just get a better vibe about the game. When it's on the telly, it's horrible. But I was adamant last night I wasn't going to get stressed. Jesus Christ. And I didn't really. I was quite, even though it got really now biting at the end there, because look, I'll put my balls on the table. I think we all think we're in the six now, aren't we? We're in the top. We're not going to blow this. It's can we make it straight up? That's the real. And that's going to be a tough ask, but it's not impossible. It is not impossible.
No.
No. And look, I think to give everybody a bit of hope as well. Listen, look at that last night. I mean, what a strong. We're talking about Derby, aren't we? But they're attacking. They had Agyemang, they had Burton Diaz, Smodics, Brewster. There was someone else.
Carlton Morris.
Carlton Morris comes off the bench. He's a bloody beast, isn't he? And you think, Jesus, what options they've got up front there. And all of them, if not some of them, have done us damage over the years as well, And look, if you want any belief about Saturday against Blackburn, Burton Diaz has been a thorn in our side, hasn't he, the last few years, especially that game.
He's on my hit list as well, alongside the Hannibal and Liam Manning and God knows who. When we played him,
you hate Lee Manning. You hate Lee Manning.
I do. He's such a coward and he's such a rat. I can't stand these type of players. Honestly, if I play against him, I will get sent off.
Brilliant. Love that. But look. We should have that one week, shouldn't we? What players do you hate most? We get that as something for the listeners to put their thoughts in, but not tonight. But look, Burton Diaz, couple of attacks, but didn't hurt us at all, did he, last night? And he has hurt us big time over the years. So believe things are changing and believe we've got a great chance on Saturday. I'm going 2-0. We're all going 2-0. And a lot in the chat have said 2-0 as well. So I think everybody's in confident mood, which is great. Right. I'm going to wrap it up and leave it there, guys. But before we go, I'm going to go round and let you guys say some final comments and final thoughts, farewells, and anything else you want to share before we depart. So, Jesper, we'll start with your good self.
To all supporters, try and enjoy the last 9 games. I mean, we are in a fantastic position, and we haven't been here since 2002 when we unfortunately didn't make it to the final. But what a season we had back then. So try and enjoy it. I think this could be something special without jinxing it at all. Secondly, I will be in London at the end of May. I will be participating in this. I don't know if it's a charity game, but I will be in the over 40s, even though I'm just turned 40, playing at the Den on the 22nd. So if you're done with your laundry and you've done your painting at home, you can come down to the Den. I'll happily say hello. Come and watch the game. Could be quite fun. So
is Lee Manning playing for the opposition?
I don't hope so.
I bloody hope so.
And if he plays for my team, I will ask to play for the other team.
Brilliant. You can take your own players out these days, can't you? You can have
I think
set
so.
2 on the pitch. It's the modern way.
I think so.
Brilliant. Yes,
no, but good to be back on, and fingers crossed for a positive result this weekend.
Yeah, good to have you on, Jesper. And as always, great input. Your knowledge of the club, the football in general is phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant. So thanks, mate. Great to have you on tonight. And the face that runs the place. Let's finish with you, Ben.
Just another plug to go and check out the t-shirts, people. As I say, they are live. Keep your eyes out and ears out for everything we've got launching for the 6th of April or before that with the auction, the raffle. As I said, there's going to be loads going out over the course of the next week or so. We've got some amazing prizes, obviously going to an amazing cause. So, keep your eyes, ears, and everything else out. Share it with people. Do what we do best as this group, and get the message out there. So echo what Jesper said. Let's try and enjoy it. I mean, I'm not really enjoying it. I'm just stressed out at the moment. But I think we're 100% in the playoffs. If we can challenge the top two, amazing. I think we'll learn a lot over the next 3 games, won't we, fellas?
Yeah, spot on. And similarly, thanks, Ben. Thanks for coming on, especially as you've dragged yourself off your sick bed as well. We'd have never known. You've done a great job there of hiding that. So really appreciate it. But look, great input as always. Some stats there as well. And obviously great information about the all the things we're doing for our charity day that's coming up. Listen, finally, thanks to everybody for listening. We've managed to creep up to 83 likes, so probably not bad. But if we could have a real surge to try and get us up to that, and we said 250, didn't we? I was going to say 200, but you never know our luck. We might get a few up towards that. Do we want a phrase to finish on for people to put in the comments this week, or are we going to sulk in that we only got 83 likes tonight and say forget it? But it all helps, I think, with the algorithms, doesn't it? What comment could we have?
I'm not that creative.
Something about, was it Matt Clark and Jesper's stunt double? Something about that. Is it Matt Clark? It's Matt Clark.
Jesper loves Lee Manning.
Yeah, there you go. Jesper loves Lee Manning. Yeah.
Let's try that. Now, not in these comments, guys. As Joe always says, it's actually on YouTube. So if you can go on to YouTube and put some comments, but put in there, Jesper loves Lee Manning, just for a bit of fun. And we might get a few little extra, look, it could help get some more money into the coffers. But look, thanks for everybody for listening. It's the show's nothing without you guys. Some great comments throughout the show. I do apologize if I've not put your comments up. It's been a bit of a nightmare operating the controls, but I think we just about got there. So look, have a great rest of the week and look forward to Saturday. All of those of you that are going, enjoy hopefully what will be another home win on Saturday. And as always, we'll say bye for now. I'm going to end the stream and hope we get a farewell message as well. So good night all. Thanks for listening.
Hi, it's Steve Morrison here, and you're listening to Chat with Chaps, chatting Millwall, come rain or shine.